Gran Fury's critique of the government. The AIDS epidemic is a part of our history that most people would like to ignore. The government knew that people were dying and chose to let them. Gran Fury is an art collective that was born in and separated from the group ACT UP, an organization that used direct action to fight the crisis. Gran Fury called themselves a band of individuals united in anger and dedicated to exploiting the power of art to end the AIDS crisis. So, how did Gran Fury use tactics of debate and diplomacy in their art to fight the AIDS crisis? Gran Fury started their art career immediately opposing other art groups with a mural called Riot, painted by Mark Simpson. This piece was a form of debate with a group named General Idea, who did a replica of the love statue but using the word AIDS. The AIDS piece brought lots of awareness because it was displayed on subways in New York City and on billboards in Germany. But Gran Fury is rooted with the idea that art is not enough. They scrutinized General Idea's piece and questioned where the anger and rage was. So they countered that piece with Riot. They were frustrated with the small amount of work that was in the art world, so they decided to have all of their art towards the fight against the AIDS epidemic. Gran Fury used this piece to create anger and the urge to riot against the government, to get them to respond to the crisis rather than ignoring it. They were able to catch the public's eye and they transformed the public health and inspired new forms of social activism. The piece had a good result, and Gran Fury continued with that logo and employed the tactic of repetition and started to create stickers for people to buy and place around. This repetition was a tactic to be bold and in people's face, so they cannot escape it. As we move forward in time, we see another project displaying an act of diplomacy created by Gran Fury with the funding of Art Across America, which created a space to make an art piece that would be shown across the country as an ad on buses. The famous art piece, Kissing Doesn't Kill, Greed and Indifference Do, is what came out of this offer. It depicts three couples kissing in order to address the false belief that saliva could transmit HIV, bringing awareness to how the AIDS epidemic was an issue that needed to be addressed on a political level and prove that queerness meant joy and not death. This act of social diplomacy meant to educate and reach out across the metaphorical borders was not always met with the best reactions. Plenty of the bus ads that were placed in Chicago were defaced and the message was completely hidden. The goal of the ads were to address and debate with social stigma around AIDS and queerness, so the success is not easily measurable, but the fact that it existed on many buses and is still talked about today can be viewed as a success for the goal of bringing awareness to an issue. Another art piece that was replicated and placed in public spaces almost like ads was the anti-homelessness art pieces that debated with the government to force them to address the issue of homelessness. Petrosino Square is known for public artwork since 1984, and Gran Fury wanted to be a part of this and take advantage of the publicity the location received. These art pieces stated, 10,000 people with AIDS are homeless. NYC's cost-effective solution? Do nothing. NYC owns 30,000 empty apartments and has 30,000 homeless people. NYC's cost-effective solution? Let them die in the streets. And shelters are deadly for homeless people with AIDS. NYC's cost-effective solution? Stall. These posters use the debate tactic of sarcastic language to put the lack of government response to homelessness on display as a call to action. The signs had a very clear and bold statement. They were phrases in solid color with bright white text in hopes to catch the attention of people who were ignoring the problem or who maybe were unaware. We are uncertain if there's a direct correlation, but in 1990, when Mayor Dinkins was elected, he started putting in place new policies to help fund shelters and give families in need shelter in hotels. Gran Fury used art as a way to debate with the public, other art groups, and the government, as well as a way to reach out to society in an attempt to change stigmas using diplomacy in art. By the end of Grand Fury, they began to run out of ideas of what the next project should be. The issues were so complex that a sappy one-liner would not be able to answer or summarize all of the complicated subjects at hand. Although they didn't have the biggest impact and most direct consequences on the AIDS epidemic, Grand Fury had a powerful impact on the people's minds and a powerful goal to use art in order to end an epidemic that was being ignored.